Ipswich and Brisbane are now facing their greatest threat and their toughest test in more than 35 years.
The force in the Brisbane River says it all. More than 2,000 streets around Brisbane are expected to be flooded by the early hours of the morning.
The cars may as well have been like kids' toys in a bathtub. I've just never seen anything move like that.
Look, I've never seen anything like that amount of water rise so rapidly. People had very little time to get out of the way.
Every room has been obliterated, every possession marinated in stinking mud.
Floodwaters rose fairly quickly, and the ultimate level that the floodwaters reached the building was around about this height.
We just came into the premises, swam around in the contaminated water and just secured a few things.
By the time we got back down Wednesday morning, it was already in this car park, and my son and myself quickly got inside and we were able to grab computers, and by the time we got the computers out, it was already up the wheels of the car. We made a dash for it, and that's all we could save, that's all we could get.
This week we're managing a significant event that's happened in Queensland. It's impacted a significant part of our state and therefore a lot of our family, friends and clients. So this week we've been managing and evolving a response to that for our clients.
We're actually dealing with the operational response to the Queensland floods. You will have seen there's been about 3 or 4 different events just recently. We've had events in Rockhampton, Bundaberg, central Queensland. We've also had events in and around Toowoomba and Ipswich, and we've also had major flooding in the Brisbane area as well. So there are 3 different catastrophic events that are being managed out of this centre at the moment.
So we're in the process of restoring the building to a condition that the tenant is able to continue their business operations here.
When John's situation, first notification was to our catastrophic response team. He did that through Tony Graves, his broker at City Cover.
I told Tony what I was doing and roughly how much money I'd have to be spending on the various aspects of the repair. Provided that the repair bills are fair and reasonable, that Zurich would have no problem in settling the claim on those expenses, even without necessarily having not been to the property.
What customers are looking for at times like this are some certainty around whether they're going to have cover. We provide that, we have the ability to provide that like we did this morning at a local level and quickly.
Our client John, the response comes from a number of areas. It comes from initially our national team who take the claim and appoint their external assessors, and then it becomes a local response, how we mobilise a resource locally to respond to John's need.
One of the things we do as part of our catastrophic response is we look for opportunities where we can make emergency cash payments up front, so that the financial impact and the cash flow problems of having to pay the extras for the clean-up and the restoration specialists. John's been able to engage them, but we've given him a cash payment in advance to make that process smoother.
I was told that we'd be paid within 24 to 48 hours after submitting an individual claim, and that's well and truly happened. So I'm actually receiving the money before I need to pay my individual contractors. I can't ask for more than that.
We have an insured customer who's trusted a broker that's given them the right advice and the right levels of cover, who works closely with Zurich. We're all on the same side, and when you see examples like this where our insured customer has suffered a major loss, that's what they buy, that's the product. And being able to make things happen and having that trusting relationship really cuts through the red tape and gets things happening very quickly.
The response very much comes at a local level, whether it's through the people that we've put on the ground to help during this disaster, or whether it's through the people that are based locally in the Brisbane office as part of our claims team.
At the moment, about 240 claims have been notified to us, so the team and I are getting things registered, appointing assessors, making interim payments, and just trying to coordinate our response to customers who've had claims, whether it's paying them money or getting people out to see them, external people, internal people, whatever they need.
It has been very busy. We have been working with quite a lot of volumes. but generally things are beginning to take shape. We have been able to appoint assessors on a lot of claims which require assessments, and what we're also trying to do is to settle as many claims as possible to make life as easy as possible for those people who have been affected.
This is about where she came to. You can see the mark on the wall. It's close on 6 foot or so. So this is where all the main computer servers were stored. And we come out here. My name is Mark Sachs, and I'm the owner of a company called Specialty Products Group. My company supplies all the breeze barriers and umbrellas that are used in cafes around Australia. Well, as soon as we knew that we were in the flood situation and it was going up the building, we rang our broker straight away, Tony at City Cover, and he got straight onto Zurich, let them know we were going to be in a loss situation, and made sure they were aware right from the beginning.
The insured's recognise the importance of meeting his own demands with his business and making sure that he can meet the contracts he's got in place with delivering his stock. Zurich have been extremely proactive with the way that they've helped the client manage the claim.
Look, I guess I'm amazed, but we had a sit down with Zurich today. They're up here looking around, and they, through my broker, have given me a ring, and they've come to the party and they're giving me money straight up front into my bank account to get us up and going and protect my business while we put the claim together. It's amazing.
To date, they've already maximised the majority of the loss and given the client the money, which gives him the profitability to order new goods so he can meet his contracts.
The three-way relationship that we have with our clients, that is the broker, us as the insurer and the insured, is so critical to helping people get back on their feet a lot quicker. The broker's intimate knowledge of a client's business often means that we're able to mobilise resource before the client's claim is fully understood. The certainty that our products and the brand gives our clients is a real value for that broker. In times like this, the peace of mind that Floods covered makes their job as a broker so much more easier. It's not a question, it's about how do we help you get back on your feet.
Look, I've always believed in the broker situation, that's why we've used it. We've always looked straight at the policy and the wording and what we're going to get for our insurance rather than what it's going to cost us in the first instance. And believing in that has really come through and shown me I've never made a claim before, and this situation, it's just saved my business. Having this insurance, it's worked out really, really well.
Zurich have been outstanding with the way that they've managed this claim, and you expect that from an organisation such as Zurich. They have a care factor, they do empathise with the clients, and they'll do what they possibly can to help the client manage through the loss.
It feels great, you're helping people get their life back on track. It's a small part of what we do in the big scheme of things, but at the end of the day, this is what we insure. It's an event that we cover, and we will help them out.
It's hard to believe that less than a week ago, the spot where I'm standing would be underwater.
Made the call to the broker after we had to abandon the shop, got our wits together, went to some friends' houses and got the phone number, called the broker, told him what the situation was, basically a cry for help. He reassured me that I was covered and to photograph everything, and my insurance company would be in touch with me. They gave me the toll-free number, which I called immediately. Even with daylight saving, there was still somebody there to answer the call at the other end.
Today was the first opportunity we've had to have a look at the damage that has occurred at Les's premises. I'm astounded that the water could get this high. I'm amazed at the damage that's occurred to his property, and I'm thankful that he's listened to our advice and had flood cover. Gut-wrenching. Even though you have insurance, you're still worried about your staff, their families, the customers' cars you have in your custody. I have the ability to maybe not look real upset, but beneath the surface I'm like the duck on the pond. I look pretty calm, but the feet are paddling fairly fast below the surface.
It's hard to imagine that less than a week ago all of this equipment was fully functional and operational, and I stand here now looking at thousands of dollars worth of electrical goods and plant and equipment that's just destroyed. And I guess one of the fun parts about my job and leading the catastrophic response team for this is we're going to be able to put Les back into business pretty quickly. And that's one of the things that we're all very passionate about doing.
The people on the ground for Zurich have been great. They've deposited funds in my bank account because I've been spending like a drunken sailor today with air compressors and computers and equipment to get the shop up and running again.
The relationships that have been developed from this moving forward is only going to assist the client and our office in bringing this claim to a speedy conclusion with Zurich.
Had wonderful support from everybody, not just my staff but the brokers, the people from Zurich. They've got a team on the ground in Brisbane, I believe, to deal with this.
Our response in this catastrophe has involved the whole of Zurich, Australia. And what Les doesn't see here is that what we've got is the whole of our business responding to this. We've got our local Brisbane team, we have a catastrophe team in Sydney, and they're working long hours. In fact, they'll be there over the weekend. It's not just a claims effort. Yes, claims is at the front line of this, but we've been so tremendously supported by people in distribution, people in underwriting, head office. It's been a real team effort, and I'm really proud of the way that we've all come together.
I'm very proud of what we've managed to achieve. Like the team that you see here got pulled together in 2 days last week. We hit the ground running on Monday morning, and it's Thursday. In the past 4 days, the team has grown. We've developed the processes we need to get things done quickly, and whatever we need to feed in this end to help people at the other end, it just comes through.
I feel I've been part of a great team that's been able to do something great for Zurich Insurance, and so I really feel honoured that I can be part of this team.
This flood affects many, many people, and 2 of our own employees have lost property as a result of this. And it's been heartening to see Zurich's own care for its people and the way that we've been able to support them through this.
I enjoy doing that, especially helping people out. This is what I do, and in a time like this is, really get to be able to do that for these people. It's been a tremendously humbling experience. We've received incredible support from the business as a whole. We've received tremendous support. Anything that we've needed, we've obtained. So I feel privileged to be part of this exceptional effort.
Well, as you can see, everyone is in the same boat. Everyone lost heavily. Difference so far that I can make out is that with my coverage under Zurich, I'm covered under flood. My neighbours aren't, and their loss is going to be horrific. Talking to them, they're not quite sure what they're going to do.
I acknowledge that I've made some good choices with insurance companies, but I feel for my friends and neighbours who didn't have the foresight to read their policies and to check that they were insured, and sadly they're not. And when we reopen for business in a couple of weeks' time, we'll have no regrets that we've insured with Zurich.
I love it in the sense that it provides me with the opportunity and for my area of the business to demonstrate why and provide what people buy an insurance policy for, and that's service, and to be there at their time of need.